Greetings, everybody. Hello, and welcome to Get the Pen. My name is Janine Folks, and I'm so happy to be here. Happy to see you again. Thank you again for joining me. Thank you so much. So, I was just thinking, and maybe you think like this too. I was thinking about the time that we're living in. What a time to be alive. That's how I feel. We could have been born at any time of existence. We could have been born in the 1800s. I could have been born in 1924, like my grandmother. We could have been born in the 1700s or whenever. We could have been born at any other time. And I'm open to the thought of maybe we have been, and maybe this is a reincarnation of another lifetime for us. I don't know. I don't have any evidence either way. But I was born in 1970. And whatever year you were born in, you are still here in 2025. So we kind of coexist in the same lifetime, if you will, even if you are 10 years old, 20 years old, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and we're all living right now. We're kind of in the, crossing paths during the same timeline. I said all that to say that I'm grateful for the era that I was born in. I've gotten to see a lot of interesting things in my lifetime. In the 70s, with the bell bottoms and the Black Power and different things right after the civil rights movement. That's kind of when I came into the picture. I was not here during Jim Crow, but I was pretty close to it. So I know what that was sort of like just through my father. And my father lived through segregation and desegregation and talked about what it felt like to sit at a counter and be ignored because you accidentally sat at the whites only counter instead of the black counter. So they would not take your order if you sat on the wrong side. Like that was my father. So that wasn't so long ago. It was just in the 60s, and that was right before I was born. So I came right after that. So I got to live through the 70s, which to me were great, especially with the music and roller skating, dancing. We like kind of had a party, had a great time in the 70s. Even in the 80s, like the music in the 80s and music videos started coming out. We had some great experiences. Madonna, Cyndi Lauper, then we get into the 90s, and you got like Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson. The 90s were great, the 2000s, the 2010s, and 20s. Like, I've lived through some great times, and so have you. Even though there have been hard times in the middle of all of that, we still have some great, great memories. And now, I see a lot of uncertainty, I see a lot of fear. And not to say that that hasn't always been with us, because gloom and doom has always loomed over our heads. Like there was always the proposed threat of something: nuclear war, the end of the world, financial ruin. That has always been with us, and it continues to be with us. And that's just a part of life. It's the yin and yang of life. As much as you will have good and wonderful times, you're going to have dark and bad times. They have to coexist because that brings balance to everything. But I am just so happy to be alive in this era. And I am so excited and curious to see what 2025 is going to bring. Some people are optimistic, some people are pessimistic. Everybody is all over the place as far as their outlook and how they feel about the present day and the future. I know we all have good days and bad days, but I'm just pretty excited. Regardless of what happens, it's just an interesting thing to watch unfold. Life is interesting. And yes, sometimes it hurts. Sometimes it brings us fear. Sometimes it brings us pain. But I'm still happy to be here because there are so many good things that happen that remind us that life is still worth living. It is still worth being here. There are enough things that bring me joy, smiles, happiness, love that make me feel happy to be alive, no matter what kind of threat, looms over our heads, no matter what sort of doom might be waiting around the corner. I am grateful to be alive at this time in existence. I'm happy, and I hope you are too. It's such a good time to be alive. I almost would dare to call it like a golden era. And a lot of times we don't appreciate a golden era until it is far behind us. I didn't know how great the 90s were when we were in the 90s. I didn't know how wonderful it was until now. And I look back 30 some years ago. What a awesome time that was. At that time, it was so normalized. It was just life. We were just living. But when I look back, like, man, that was a great time to be alive. And it's always been a great time to be alive. Even now in 2025 is a great time to be alive. And one day the people in 2050 will look back at 2025 and say, wow, that was a great time to be alive. There's so many things we can do right now, so many opportunities that we can take advantage of. So you can either decide that you're going to exist on the side of gloom and doom, or you could decide that you're going to live on the side of joy and happiness. We get to choose how we feel. There is a lot in life that we cannot choose. There are certain circumstances that sneak up on us that we did not ask for. However, our response is everything. How we handle it is everything, and our perspective is everything. We can decide to be at peace. We can decide to be happy anyhow. We can decide to trust God, and we can decide to recognize, God, you're with me always because you said you would never leave me nor forsake me. So if God is with me, I can be happy. I can choose happiness. I can choose joy. I can choose peace. Even when crazy things happen around me, near me, I could still choose joy. I can still choose happiness. I can still choose optimism. I can still choose hope. I can still say that I am happy to be alive. I'm happy to be alive. And even if your circumstances are not what you want them to be, you have an opportunity to change them. And it starts here, it starts with your thoughts. If you change the way you see your situation and you come up with a plan to dig your way out, you can claw and dig your way out of the worst situations. You can dig your way out. I'm telling you, use your faith, use your connection to God, use your divine wisdom, tap into it, and dig out of the bad situation you're in, if that is the case for you. If you are happy with where you are, if you are in a place of rejoicing, just continue to be grateful and thank God for this life. Thank God for what you have. Thank God for the blessings. Thank God for the opportunities. Thank God for the energy. Thank God for the sunshine. Thank God for the rain. Thank God for the trees. Thank God for the air that we're able to breathe. Thank God for the food that we have access to, because so many are deprived and without. But that doesn't have to be us. He said that he came that we might have life and have it more abundantly. We have abundant life. You have abundant life. Grab it, get it, take it, live it. Live abundantly. My name is Janine, folks, and this has been a Get the Pen moment. Keep living abundantly. God bless you.